Hello, everyone. This is Mike from Dimensional Walking. Today, we're going to title our little episode here Stories from Our Vault. Uh, and of course, our vault is many of our experience type stories that we've done over the years. And so we've kind of had a little bit of a category. Occasionally, I just call it Stories from the Vault. So, this particular story is going to be about alien abductions, and it has a subtitle of It's All in the Family. So let me explain that a little bit to you. That the subtitle of this. It's been my experience after interviewing several thousand people, I guess, um, that it seems like if they get abducted, there's a high probability that either a sibling or a parent or even a grandparent or somebody in their fairly close uh, immediate family has had an abduction in their past also. And this is a very, very common thing. I'm not going to say it's 100% of the time, it's probably not, but it seems like abductions do definitely run in the family. And I'm sure many of you have heard that before, but through my research, I also came to the same conclusion. So, anyways, with that said, back in July of 1992, I did a 3-hour interview with a couple, actually a whole family of people. Um, it was an Audrey and a Bobby, and they lived in South Carolina. And so there was a group of we all got together in their living room, and it included a brother named Tom, and the mother named Nellie, and a father named Jim, and there was a few other I'll call them nameless cousins. I know they had names, but we weren't officially introduced. They were just kind of milling around, and every so often they throw in a little bit of comment, etc., about some of their experiences also. Um, so, anyways, I just want to mention my sister was there. My sister helped with the interviews, and she was witness to the interviews, of course. And she was a doctor in South Carolina. So when Audrey, who is I want to say kind of the main character in this, um, when she was 8 years old, uh, several grays appeared in her room. This was her first known encounter that she had. Um, she was quite frightened. One of the grays took a position over her head. And here was a very unusual thing. The gray appeared only with its head. It had no body, which is really honestly, in all my years of hearing people's abduction stories, that was the first time. Maybe I heard it one more time, but this is kind of the first time I remember hearing that it was just the head. And it was a typical head with the big almond shaped eyes, big black almond shaped eyes, all the other things that normally go along with an abduction through a gray alien. So, anyways, so it kind of, she said it looked, these eyes just pierced in through her into her soul. She said basically, and then they levitated her out through the window and went into a craft. And that's where her memory basically ends at this point. Now, when we went there, one of the first things I did do is I located her bedroom window where supposedly they levitated her through. And right there, amazingly, after 20 years, because she was in her upper 20s when we did this interview, there was on the ground a circular burned out scar, we'll call it scars from the ship, apparently, and it was in a perfect circle pattern right next to her bedroom. It was crazy. I measured it, it was about 30 feet across. I took some soil samples, sent it to the local MUFON, never heard from them, which is pretty typical because I've sent stuff to them before, and I've never get any kind of response. So, anyways, so much for MUFON. Um, so that was really interesting when I saw that, and of course, then we did the interview. So during this interview, then one of I think it was Tom, which is her brother, was telling us his story that happened, I guess, 2 weeks before. Uh, Actually, I guess it was 2 weeks actually before. Let me back up. This was actually 2 weeks before we did the interview. Her a friend of his, and they were driving to a football game with a friend in their truck, and suddenly stopped dead. The truck went completely dead. They got out of the truck, and then something drew their sight, or made them look up, and there was a huge mothership. I think they kind of said as large as a football field. Yeah, that's exactly what they said. That actually they were actually coming back because the comment was it was as big as a football field that we had just been at. So it was huge, and it made no noise at all. Uh, they observed the craft for about 30 minutes, which is really, really long. That's a very long time to see any kind of craft in the sky, 30 minutes. And they said that it was within 200 feet of them. Now, I always ask this question: how close were you, in theory? How close you think you were to a craft? And if they usually say it's under 1,000 feet or 3 football fields, I typically will tell them you have a good chance that you were abducted. Okay? Now, in this particular case, I'm pretty sure they were. They said that he suddenly felt very dizzy, and their memory again ended up there. They most likely were taken. They were up inside the ship. This guy named Tom, he proudly showed a good-sized cup scar on his back, and his friend claims that he has the same scar after the encounter. So I strongly feel that they actually were taken within 200 feet, being dizzy, forgetting everything else. Pretty certain that all happened. So that was pretty interesting encounter. Then 3 weeks after, Tom experiences Bobby and his friend. This is Audrey's husband. Let's see, it was Bobby and his friend John were hunting in the woods behind their house, and they suddenly observe a medium-sized UFO hovering over a stand of pine trees. That suddenly came out of and then suddenly out of nowhere, there was a craft that was 3 to 4 feet, and it appeared 2 to 3 feet above their shoulder, or next to their shoulder. And the vehicle followed them home. The vehicle actually, like I said, followed them all the way home. It was quite a walk, he said. And then the uncle, which I don't believe he was there at the interview, he apparently took a picture of it. And he took a picture of them standing there. Now, of course, I did ask, where's the picture? And they promised me they were going to get the picture to me, but I never did get the picture after asking several times. So maybe it never existed. Maybe they lost it. Maybe they couldn't find the uncle. I don't really know what the deal was. It would have been quite incredible to see this saucer, or small little saucer. I guess it would be probably a little scout ship or something that was very much interested in. Now, remember this. This is many years ago that we did this. There were no drones at that time. I just want to make sure you understand that what they saw was a UFO, the true UFO. Okay. So, I humbly believe that this family, and we did several interviews with them over the years, and telephone conversations, etc. I believe they're telling the truth. I really, really do. Just by the stories, the way they talked, how their energy was, how they felt, how there was fear, just everything about it really lent me to believe that they actually did. Now I'm gonna go ahead and look through. I'm looking for some of my other research notes on some other interviews with their family, and I want to present several other ones, or at least one more, because a couple of the stories, especially their last encounter with the aliens, is quite amazing. So I want to get the notes in front of me before I do another video on them. So anyways, that's really it. I just wanted to get you going on this story. And like I say, hopefully I'll get some other information so I can tell you the rest of the story. So, anyways, I just want to end on one thing. I just want to say enjoy life. It is so short. Only profound memories you can take with you. So, and I actually think that having a UFO or alien encounter is definitely a profound memory. So, anyways, with all that said, thank you. And if you like us, please like us. If you please subscribe, we need your subscriptions. And if you want to send a personal email to us, you can send it at dimensionalwalking@gmail.com. And that's it. Thank you very much. You have a great day. Bye bye.